Hey loves, today we're going to learn a little bit about how to use Google Docs. So again, we've been working through all of our Google apps so that we can get a hang of all the different things that our Google has the capability of, so that when we are virtual, which we are currently, and if we end up going virtual again, we'll be kind of prepared to go virtual, and it will be a little bit easier. So this is kind of like a Google Docs scavenger hunt that I've created. You're going to follow through the steps, but I'm going to basically walk through the steps with you right now and show you how to do it. So step number 1 says type out one sentence telling me one thing you're looking forward to for the next 10 months. So 10 months is the length of the school year. I don't care what it is. It doesn't have to be school related. Maybe you're going on a vacation. Maybe you're getting a new pet. Maybe the new video game's coming out. Whatever. Go ahead and you're going to type that for number 1. Number 2 says change the font in the sentence you wrote above to Arial. So you're going to highlight the sentence that you wrote, and you're going to click up here. This is where all of your different fonts are. Okay, so you find Arial, you click it, and then you want to make it size 14 font. So that's here. You're going to go to 14 and do that. Okay, so then you'll have done number 2. Number 3 says copy and paste the sentence from number 1. So that's the sentence you wrote up here about the 10, what you're looking forward to in 10 months. You're going to copy and paste it below number 3. Then you're going to change the color of the font. So in order to change the color of the font, you're going to highlight the sentence that you pasted. And here, if you hover, you'll see it says text color. Click on text color, pick whatever color you want. If you don't like those, you can click on custom. You can change it to anything, or literally pretty much any color of the rainbow. Okay? It also says highlight the sentence in a different color. So this one says text color. Over here, it says highlight color. So now you can highlight it in some other color. Obviously, if you change it, the text color to like yellow, don't highlight it in yellow, because then I'm not going to be able to read it. So make sure you're highlighting it and changing the color of the text in 2 different colors so that you can still and I can still read it. Okay. Number 4, using the sentence you've copied and pasted into number 3. So whatever you've copied and pasted here, you're going to underline anytime you mention yourself in the sentence. The sentence, remember, is coming from number 1, where it's one thing you're looking forward to in the next 10 months. So anywhere you mention me or I or we, maybe it's your family or friends, whatever. If you find that you don't have yourself in the sentence, you probably don't have a full sentence up here. So go ahead and go back and rewrite your sentence, because it needs to be a full sentence about something you are looking forward to in the next 10 months. Okay? In the sentence in number 3, so we're still in that sentence you've copied and pasted here, you're going to then bold any words that start with a T. I just took a shot. I'm assuming you'll have at least a word that starts with a T. If you don't have any words that start with a T, then work your way through the alphabet until you get to a letter that you have at the beginning of at least one word. Ooh, that should be word. Word. Okay, so obviously in the alphabet after T, S, T, U, then V, and so on. If you get all the way to Z and you still don't have any words in your sentence that start with those letters, then go back to A. Eventually you will hit a word that starts with that letter. Hopefully. Unless you're, never mind. Hopefully. So that is for number 5. Number 6, it says in the space below, create a list of your favorite things. Use bullets to make your list. So the best way to do this, I would say, is to put your cursor here. And up here is where you can get to bullets. Now, the first thing you're going to get is numbers if you just click on that. If you click on this little numbered, oh, I'm sorry, it's right here. You got bullets here. If you click on this little arrow here, you can get different kinds of bullets if you would like. I don't care what kind of bullet you use. But you're going to just click it, and it's automatically here going to give you a bullet. And then you can start favorite things, dogs. Then if you just hit the enter button, it's going to give you another bullet. You'd be good to go. Okay, so that is how you're originally going to enter bullets. Number 7 says center this number on the page using the center align justification. So you're going to highlight the whole thing. It probably won't let you highlight number 7, the actual number 7, but that's okay because it's numbered in there, so it should move with it. Up here you have your different, they're called justifications. So it's left justified or right justified or center justified. Google uses align, but if you were using Microsoft Word, you would hear it as justify. See, justify means kind of spread it all out. So you hit the center justify, and there it goes, right over there to the center. Number 8, insert a chart below and fill it with a list of your classes this semester as well as the teacher for each class. It is your job to figure out how many rows you need, but I will give you a hint or 2. You will need 2 columns. I'm telling you that you need 2 columns. and you'll need one more row than the number of classes you're taking. See if you can figure out why. So in order to enter your table, I forgot what I was doing. You're going to go to this opening right here. You're going to move your cursor to that space right there. You're going to go to Insert. You're going to go to Table, and if you let it sit for a second, this thing is going to pop up over here. Now you can go over and down as many times as you need. Remember I said you need 2 columns, so it's 2 columns. So it's your job to figure out how many rows you need, depending on how many classes you're taking. But you only will need 2 columns. And then when you finish, ta-da, there's that chart in there. Okay, if you make a mistake, you can always click the undo button. I'm going to click the undo button because I'm not doing your work for you. But you always have that option to click the undo button. You highlight something you didn't want to, or you moved it and you don't know how to undo it, and you just click undo and you'll be all set. Okay, so that is how number 8 works. Number 9, insert a Google image of your favorite TV show below. Make sure that it is text wrapped. So again, you're going to put your cursor in this empty spot. You're going to go to Insert, Image, and you're going to search the web. My favorite show is probably Friends. Big fan of Friends. So I will take this picture here. I gotta move my face, hold on. When I highlight it, put the check mark there, it will say insert, and my cursor should already be in the right spot, so hopefully it gets pasted into the right spot. Insert. Yep, you can see my cursor is in the right spot. It obviously is gonna push everything down because it's big. If you think it's too big, you can make it smaller, and that's fine too. In order to make sure it's text wrapped, that's these things down here. So right now it's inline. You want wrap text. Okay? You want wrap text. Actually, then you can move, once you've done that, then you can click in this empty space. Don't click here. You want to click above the 10 just to move it out of the way. You can move it all the way down to the next page because number 10 goes with this. So if that's how yours ends up, you can move it all the way down to the next page. Okay, I'll take that out of there. Okay, number 10. This is something you're going to find that you have to do in my class a fair amount. So this is important that you know how to do this. In this is another type of drawing or diagram that I've put in for you. But you can't click there, right? The box isn't coming up. But when you click on it, this blue box shows up and it says click on the drawing below and then select Edit. When you select Edit, you're going to get this whole new screen that opens up. Now you can click in these boxes. And similar to your Google Slides, you can highlight them and click. This is the cell, I'm not going to tell you, cell wall or cell membrane. Your decision. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'm going to undo so that it stays the same way that it's supposed to look. But that's where you're going to go. So there are going to be some times when you have to click onto a diagram and then click Edit in order to fill in the diagram. So that is why I want you to be familiar with that process and how that works. Okay. Number 11, add page numbers to this document. Insert page numbers. You can decide, if you want them in the bottom corner or the top corner, however you want to do it. There are some more options if you'd like. Number 12. Create a link to your Google Classroom here. So, depending on which Google Classroom you are, you're going to go into your Google Classroom. Not this page. I want you to go actually into your class. So if I'm in the pink class, I'm going to go into this pink one. Maybe. Yes, I'm going to go into this pink one. Now I have this link here, right? So I'm going to highlight it. You're going to hit Control-C. That will copy it. You can also right-click on it. It's really hard to right-click on the Chromebook, but it is possible. You have to take your 2 fingers, and you know how on the Chromebook, when you're clicking on things, you actually push down and you hear that little click sound on the trackpad. If you're trying to right-click on something, you just take your 2 fingers, and instead of actually clicking, you just tap. And it's the same thing on my MacBook, which is what I'm using right now. So you tap, and your right-click button comes up, and you can click Copy there too if you'd like. Then you're going to go over here. Now it says, don't just paste the link in here. So we're not just going to do this. We're not just going to say, all right, well, I copied it. Hold on. And here I'm pasting it. That's not going to work. That's not going to get you credit for that question. Okay. So instead of doing that, you're going to create a link to your Google Classroom here. You could just take these words here if you want to. And again, you're going to highlight them. You're going to right click on these. and you'll see a spot where it says insert link. You also can highlight it, and instead of right clicking, you can highlight, and link is right up here as well. Okay, I also believe it's in the insert. Yes, it's down here in the insert menu as well. So if you're having a hard time right clicking to get that little menu to come up, you can just do it here. So now you're going to see that it says text. The text is going to read Google Classroom, but the link that's going to go with that text, so you're going to paste it in. You can do Control V, V as in like Vanessa, the name, Veronica, Van, I don't know what else I'm out of. Anyway, Google Classroom. And then you've pasted in the link. So now when I click apply, now you can see this text becomes a link. It's a clickable link. When I click on it, it will open right up. Ta-da! Into the pink class. Now, of course, if you're not in the pink class, don't do that. Only do it from your own actual classroom. So if you're in the blue or the green class, or you're in criminal science, do it from your classroom. Okay? And then, I'm going to undo that. The last thing you're going to do is download this document as a PDF and attach it to the Docs How-To assignment on Google Classroom. That's where you got this doc from originally. You picked this doc up from an assignment on Google Classroom called Docs How-To. So you are going to then download it. So in order to download it, you're going to click File, and then you're going to click Download. You've got all these options here. I want you to download it as a PDF. Click Download as a PDF. On your Chromebooks, it's going to look a little different. On mine, it should pop up right here. Yep, should pop up right here. So it's now saved to my computer, just like it will be saved to your Chromebook. You're then going to go over to your classroom, and I don't have an example ready. Well, maybe I do. I'm going to go into the activity. And I think I showed some of you this the other day. You have the option in your, this is not the same assignment because I haven't posted the Docs How-To yet, but let's say it was the Slides How-To. You have the option to add or create. So now when you add or create, you've downloaded that PDF to your computer. So now you need to do add from a file because it's not on Google Drive, it's on the computer. Okay, and usually it will actually probably still be down here. You might be able to see what it's called, but otherwise it's probably the most recent thing. So you go File, and then it will let you search your computer to find that file. Okay, so that is how you do that, and then of course you submit it when you're done. So when you're done and you submit the Docs How-To, it should have this Google Doc with it. It also should have that PDF with it when it is completely completed. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. I will be on the Google Meet while you're working on it, or you might be in class while we're doing it by that point. So if you need help, just let me know. Thanks for watching.